The Athletic is projecting the Bears to be tied with the Cardinals for the fewest wins in the NFL this year at just 5.7 wins. And you had some more comments about that, Yerk.
Well, I've got to come out with my NFL predictions during the week here when we coming up with Carmen. But I've been thinking about this for an extended period of time. I believe the NFC North finishes 10-9-8-7. So the winning team will have 10, the loser will be 7. I think it'll be tightly compacted. I think it can go back either way. The way I envision it happening is Detroit finishing 10-7, the Bears finishing 9-8, Minnesota dropping down and finishing 8-9, and then the final team being the Green Bay Packers. Now, if nobody remembers what the first year of Aaron Rodgers looked like when Aaron Rodgers took over as the starter after sitting for 3 years, it wasn't phenomenal. They didn't make the playoffs. They struggled trying to figure out exactly what they were and who they were. Favre came in the fourth game of the season and won the game against the Cincinnati Bengals on a big pass down the right sideline to Kittrick Taylor to win like 17-16. So it wasn't phenomenal, and the rest of the year wasn't phenomenal either. There was a lot of growing and learning in that initial year. So why would anybody expect Jordan Love to come in and suddenly light up the world with the Green Bay Packers with the 2 or 3 young wide receivers that he's trying to become comfortable with?
There's a lot of people high on Jordan Love right now.
Well,
as training camp ended, a lot of people said, "Oh, they're going to surprise you."
You can be high on the upside, and you heard you talked about how they don't play a playoff team for the first 8 games, but they're going to have a rude awakening when they come to Chicago and they get smacked around. So, that's one of those games that, look, they could win that game, and then they end up losing that game. So I just think it's going to be a very compacted division. I'm looking for somebody to establish themselves as the team in this division, the team that finds a way to put a chip on its shoulder. And they don't have to play exceptional football in this division. They just got to all be pulling on the same side of the rope. So if you can stay away from divisiveness and stay away from the negative attitude that sometimes is pervasive in an NFL locker room or in a building, an NFL building. Let's not even say the locker room. Let's say in an NFL building, and everybody stays behind each other. I think it could be a nice year for the Chicago Bears. And I gave you exactly what I think is going to happen. But I believe 10-7. 10 wins and 7 victories. They're all going to be compacted within that grouping. So, and I feel very confident in that. Of all the divisions that I take a look at, that's the one I feel the most confident with. And I mean, there's only one team out there that wants to lose. That's Arizona.
Right.
And if they got Arizona at 5 victories, well, they outpaced themselves. Because Arizona seems to me like they want to win 1 game.
Right.
Which means what? 2 victories for Frisco, 2 for the Rams, 2 for the other team in the division. Seattle, is it?
Yeah. So then they move up.
2-2-2. Yeah. Right?
Mark is in South Bend. Mark, you're on Carmen and Yurko. Welcome in.
Hello, Peggy. It's an honor to get to chime in with you and the good kid. The Bears wins total on the projections between 5.5 to 7 seems about right. I may be leaning more to 7. I'll tell you what. It seems like Justin Fields has got some help. We'll see how the offensive line develops. But it seems like where he's most vulnerable is passing and attacking inside the red zone. Now, last year, sure, he didn't have more. Claypool went down. But Luke Getsy's game plan wasn't to attack the pass once the Bears get in the end zone. I mean, once they get the red zone. They seem like they turn conservative. And it only takes 1, 2, 3 step drop and a high lob to the post or flag, and Getsy doesn't seem to have that in the game plan.
Well, they didn't have the receivers. They didn't have the receivers that can go do it last year. That I'll tell you. They didn't have the receivers that can go do that last year. And I think the reason and you've got to understand who your talent is, Mark. They look around and they saw their talent, and hey, the worst thing that can happen down here is a turnover. The worst thing that can happen down here is you turning the ball over. So if there's a place to be conservative when you don't have the weaponry and you don't have the protection, that's the place. And what did they do best? They ran the ball, right? They ran the ball last year well. Even though it was the quarterback scramble, either way, they still ran the ball well last year. If there's more confidence in the quarterback, more confidence in the receiving room, more confidence in the offensive line being able to protect, I think you'll see them take more chances down there. But we'll see. But, yeah, when they go 0 for 3 in the red zone, it's a little bit disturbing. Nobody's happy about inefficiency in the red zone and settling for 3 points or field goal attempts. Nobody likes that.
Northside Eddie, you're up next on Carmen and Yurko. Hi,
Can't
Eddie.
be worse.
No, it can't
Hey
be.
guys, how you doing? So I don't know why everybody's like pounding this. They got to be good against the run. Got to be good against the run. I believe last year the two teams that were in the Super Bowl were 16th and 9th against the run. As long as you got a high-powered offense, you could beat anyone because it just goes back and forth. You can have an okay defense, but not a bend and break in the fourth quarter, and that's it. They just seem to like going up and down. Scoring's up and down in the league everywhere.
All right,
We have to worry about the offense, I believe.
All right, Eddie, what I tell you then is that all you need is a defense that can stop the run in the top half. Because both teams in the Super Bowl were in the top half. So that's all we need. If they can be in the top half, you got a defense that can be good enough. I think if you rush the quarterback better and you put them in more difficult situations and you can get the ball back and there's a better chance for other guys to make plays.
Yeah, I believe so. Dirk, I don't know, man. I think if we get this offense running really good and gel, put up about 30 points a game, our defense could be not that good, but you'll win a lot of games, 9, 10 games. I don't see the division being that all-powerful. I don't know. We're talking about Green Bay.
It's not it's not a tough division at all. And this is going to be a roller coaster ride, guys. It's going to be up and down this year. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Adam
All right,
Abdallah.
great show, guys.
Thanks, Eddie.
Eddie, thank you.
Adam Abdallah has said this team can go 6-2 in the first 8. That's what he said. If they go 5-3, I'm going to St. Andrew the Apostle Church in Calumet City, and I'm going to say a novena for the Chicago Bears on Tuesday night.
You've been saying it all along. They haven't proven they know how to win.
Well, they'll learn that. That's the learning. That happens with winning. And when I say learn how to win, invariably, Mariota, what's his first name? Marcus Mariota.
Marcus.
You saw in the video, times got tough, he put the ball on the ground. He pulled out a little quick from the under the center, and the ball's on the carpet. Well, when he's under center, pulled out quick, you know. But that happens when under pressure, certain teams do certain things. And when I say you got to learn how to win, you got to learn how to stay there, ride your center, get the ball back in your hand. That's what you learn how to do. You learn how not to get that illegal procedure penalty. Okay? You learn how to get the call in. This goes everywhere. The call comes in plenty of time. You get to the line of scrimmage, you can make your calls. That all goes about winning. The key holding call at the end. You know, the pass interference penalty. It's not just one side of the football, the other side of the football. It's the coaching staff, too. You get to that point where you expect to win in the fourth quarter, even if you're behind. That's what this team's got to learn, and that's what it's got to develop. It's something. It's real. It's palatable. Some people don't believe it, but it's there, and it's true. And when you do it and you start winning more, then the expectations are that you're going to continue to win, and you do the things correctly to do it. So that's where you're at. And that's what they'll learn, hopefully, in their first 8 games.